and saying like, fuck it, I'm not here to take the traditional path. I know that I'm here to create my own reality and do whatever I want to do. So I'm going to invest in myself. And one of the things that I feel connected to is being heavily tattooed, because I'm creative and it's something that just feels like it's a vibe for me. So I started getting, heavily tattooed from 16 years old. And to me, it was like the statement saying, I'm not here to like fit in, and I'm not here to follow a traditional path of what other people are doing. I'm here to live an extraordinary life and do whatever the fuck I want to do, and really, be a permission slip for others to do the same.
What's up, my dog?
So, my brother.
Hey, man. Say, man. I'm with one of the best people in the world that really, I was in a very dark time, like a few years, this is probably like 2-3 years ago, right? And I was in a wave where I didn't know if I wanted to make music anymore. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to even do this anymore. I was like, dang, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do with my life right now? It's just this feeling in me that's just like a dark hole that I
You were
need to.
frustrated.
Yeah, I was frustrated. I didn't want to quit, but I was just frustrated with everything around me and everything. And this beautiful man right here, this beautiful soul human, randomly, I literally just seen you do work with my boy Kasky, our friend Kasky. Shout out to Kasky because he helped my life out a lot in life. He showed me everything. And you did breath work with him. You was helping him get through his dark times and his tough times, which he's an amazing spirit. He's in a whole nother place now. And you hit me up out of nowhere right after I seen us. I'm like, bro, I literally just seen you do breath work with my boy Kasky, and you just hit me up out of nowhere. Like, I need this actually right now. And I knew you had this energy that was so powerful that you can help me and guide me to that point in my life where I really was screaming out and I needed. And you obviously helped a lot of people, like celebrities like me, from Travis Barker. Like, you got Travis Barker to start flying on planes again, because we all know about his tragic that he had in his life. You helped my homie Jake Paul get through his fights and believe in a track that he was gonna win these fights. And the moment I did my first breath work with you, it was just golden, because all I can remember is just sitting down. A lot of people, they think I'm crazy for saying this, but nah, I sat there in this place that was so magical, and I seen all the angels that was protecting me from my great grandparents, the aunts, and people that's not here with us no more. And we sat there with my ancestors, and they guided me from that darkness to the light. And I want you to explain everything I did. This is called the life we chose, and
Let's get it.
you have a whole story and background that people don't even see. They don't even know the behind the scenes of what you've been through and the trials and tribulations that you went through to get where you are, to get into this position, to be in such a light to the world. I want to know it.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. Well, it started off growing up in the struggle and being disconnected from my power, being disconnected from my light, and really being in a dark place, struggling with anxiety and depression, and growing up in a really negative environment, which a lot of people don't make it out of, And then growing up was tough for me. My dad took his life when I was 7 years old. That was challenging. And I just grew up really not believing in myself and not thinking that I was capable of manifesting my dreams into reality. So that's the work, the work's been working on healing my relationship to the past and the things that have been through that have hurt me, and reclaiming my power back from the places I lost it. And when you talk about connecting with your ancestors and sitting in that space of understanding yourself on a deeper level and healing, that's what I've had to do for myself first and foremost. And that's the mission now, is to empower people and remind people that they are their own healers and that they can tap in like that, and that's my favorite thing to do, is empower people. And that's why we created the company that we have, Awaken Breathwork. And we've been lucky enough now to travel all around the world and help thousands of people with transformation and personal development and healing, bro. And it's been a massive privilege. But it started with growing up in the struggle, like being disconnected from my light and not being able to see light at the end of the tunnel, to finding my own power and shining light on the darkness and coming out the other side and then being able to help and support other people to do the same. So it's been a really beautiful journey, but it's been a really challenging journey as well. But I feel so blessed.
Would you be comfortable telling like us a story or something that it was that moment in life that you knew that you were just spiraling, like things that you were doing? Tell people that you're actually from New Zealand. One of my favorite places is
Yeah.
Auckland, right? You're from Auckland, or
Yeah, Auckland. Yeah.
Auckland is one of my favorite places in the world. I
Yeah.
actually got a Maui tattoo on my shoulder that I
That's the
got.
first thing I seen when we connected.
Yeah, that
I was
like
like, I saw your Māori tattoo. I was like, damn, bro, you've really been to New Zealand.
yeah,
It's
I
cool.
got it blessed and they prayed on it and everything was like that whole journey of getting that tattoo and talking for like we talked for like 2 hours. Like
Mm,
it was crazy because I'm like, what is this guy gonna do right now? Like he's
mm,
like, no, we're gonna talk about your life. Tell me everything that you've been through. Tell me the ones that you lost. Tell me the
mm,
loved ones that's here today.
mm,
Tell me the things that you go through right now. And he drew that all on my arm. Like, and
mm.
it's all a story.
Yeah, yeah, it's your
So like
journey.
knowing that you're from this spiritual place, I know that you have some stories that were like some dark times that
Mm.
nobody can see, that it comes from a place that's so like so much light, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it started real young. I think around the ages of around 6 and 7, I could feel that my dad was really struggling with his mental health and
Mm,
addiction. And man, I didn't know how to help him, just being a little kid, but I knew that he was really struggling and I could feel that. I could feel his pain, and I didn't know what to do with his pain. But, then he took his life, he shot himself. And
I'm sorry.
I kind of knew that it was coming though, but it didn't make it any easier. So it was really challenging from that point because I was an only child and I felt like I had to be the man of the house and I had to be there for mum and support mum with all her pain and trauma and everything that was coming up. So I went on this journey of just kind of suppressing my feelings, bottling everything up. And to be honest, I didn't really know how to process that. So I didn't even know how to feel about it. So I just kind of, as I grew older, I was really disconnected from how I felt. And there was a lot of feeling of being abandoned and anger and frustration and sadness and grief that came with that, along with other experiences that I went through that I wasn't able to process or even to acknowledge that happened to me. And then it just got to the point where I realized I was exactly where my father was. I was
Mm.
on his same path, and
You started feeling that same energy
same
and having those
energy.
same thoughts
Yeah,
and
I didn't want to be here, bro. I wanted to take my life. I didn't want to, be on this planet anymore. But at the same time, I didn't want to do that to mum. So I was deeply spiraling, like on this really self-destructive path. But I knew that I didn't want to do that to mum. So I had to figure it out. And that's what I chose to do, is just to figure it out. And that meant kind of confronting and shining light on everything that I was feeling beneath the surface that I hadn't even acknowledged, all my pain. And I just went on this journey to understanding myself and to healing my relationship to the past and everything that I'd been through, bro. So it was like this deep dive into facing all of my demons and shadows and all the uncomfortable things that I was really
putting your body
suppressing.
through, like you're putting
Yeah,
your body through so many different emotions and
yeah.
bringing different people that you weren't supposed to be around and just
All of that. You didn't have many options growing up in the struggle. There was a lot of people that just like sell drugs, join a gang, go to prison, and a lot of my friends chose that path. But I knew that I wanted to choose something different. I just didn't know what it was going to be, and I didn't know how to break through to the next level. But I knew that I wanted to access that next level, and it started with healing myself first. And I just took that journey, and then I didn't look back.
didn't look back at all. What was that first career path that you thought was gonna be the one? What did you think it was gonna be first before you started doing being what could we call this? Not just breath work. You're just more. You're just you're like Gandhi, bigger than Gandhi to
Nah,
me.
I don't feel like that. I just feel like I'm a facilitator. So I just support people to be their own healers, and that could be through coaching, through breath work, with energy work, in the personal development space, and really just empowering people, to connect to their own power. I don't like to think of myself as a healer or anything like that, even though I have those healing abilities, which we all do.
Hmm.
It's more about empowering people to be their own healers. And that's what it's been for me. So yeah, I guess going back, the first career path for me, it started off as an artist. And I always knew that I wanted to be an artist, specifically a tattoo artist. And my
Tattoo,
tattoo artist, yeah.
tattoo.
And before my father died, he gifted me a skateboard. And the skateboard had some like tattoo style art on it, a skull, crossbones, and flames. And I was really hyped on this skateboard. And then after my dad, died, it became one of those precious objects that I loved even more. So I was always drawn to that style of art. So I'd draw it as a kid. And I think that also became a form of active meditation for me to kind of tune out the noise and all of the negative things that were going on in my environment. I could just focus on
So
creating.
escape. It was your
Yeah,
escape from everything.
totally, bro. So I did that for hours and hours a day as a kid. And then when I was 13 years old, I told mom, I'm going to be a tattoo artist. And she was like, go get it, son. You've got this.
That's
She
the
was,
motivation
she
right
was
there.
supportive. So I went on that path. I left school at 15 and then I started door knocking on different tattoo shops in Auckland. And at that time, I think there was around 32 different tattoo shops in Auckland. And every single one of them was like, no, we're
You're a
not
kid.
looking. Yeah, you're a kid. For one, you're not even old enough to get tattooed. And there's no apprenticeships. There's nothing like that available to you. So get the fuck out.
Oh man. And that's when you had to take it to the streets and start ripping everybody else up. Like, yo, let me try to tat you up,
That's what
man.
happened, bro. I started like, getting all my own equipment. I started tattooing with friends and homies. And then when I was 17 years old, I got into a shop and I got an actual apprenticeship. And that was a life-changing moment because it had taken me like 3 years to get this apprenticeship. And everyone in my life was saying that it wasn't possible and that I wouldn't be able to do it just because I was getting denied over and over again by all the different shops,
And that's the fuel that makes you go like, I want this even more. Every time someone tells you no, it's like, all right, I'm gonna show you that no is gonna become a yes
Bro,
one
I
day.
just knew, I just trusted my intuition. I trusted my own inner voice, and I knew that this was something that I needed to keep going with. Even if all the doors were closed at that time, I knew that eventually they would open and I'd be able to like walk through that door and do my thing. And that's what I did. And then I did that apprenticeship, and that led me to like traveling all around the world, getting out of New Zealand, working at some of the best shops in the world. And that was my first career path, bro. And it really broke me out of New Zealand, broke me out of the struggle, and it started to heal my relationship with everything that I've been through because I started earning, amazing money and working with all kinds of people and just having really dope experiences that started to change my mindset.
Oh man, that the career choices is crazy. Like
Yeah.
you see, you got the crazy tattoos on the head.
Mm.
Like you got getting a tattoo on your head is a crazy pain that you got to go through and sit through. So you had to be going through something to get this tat on your head.
For sure.
So what was that moment that made you get that?
I think for me, it was a commitment to like knowing that I wasn't here to work a 9 to 5, knowing that I was here to do something different and investing in myself and betting on myself and saying like, fuck it, I'm not here to take the traditional path. I know that I'm here to create my own reality and do whatever I want to do. So I'm going to invest in myself. And one of the things that I feel connected to is being heavily tattooed because I'm creative and it's something that just feels like it's a vibe for me. So I started getting, heavily tattooed from 16 years old. And to me, it was like the statement saying, I'm not here to like fit in and I'm not here to follow a traditional path of what other people are doing. I'm here to live an extraordinary life and do whatever the fuck I want to do and really, be a permission slip for others to do the same. And I feel like that's what you do too, bro, with your music. And I really love that you do that. And one of the things I feel really strongly about is a lot of people don't feel worthy of following their joy and doing the things that light them up. And I see you doing that with your music, following your joy and really doing the things that light you
And
up.
that's why I always shout out my mom because she put so much, like, no matter she was a single mom and she had me and my sister. And but one thing she always did was instill love and
Same with
instill
my mom.
happiness and like tell you like you can do whatever you want in your life. And
Shout out to our
I'm
moms out there,
yeah, shout out to the
all the
moms,
moms out there.
even the new moms out here,
Yeah.
and one thing about it that it always resonated to me, like that I was gonna put my mom in a castle or something. Like
I love
I
that,
always
bro.
told, like I remember days I'll be and I remember she had this burgundy Mitsubishi Mirage. And we
Mhm.
just passing by these houses. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna buy you a mansion one day. I'm gonna buy you a castle
Getting
one day.
goosebumps, bro, because
Like,
that was my vision as well.
and then I remember one time my mom was like, she came back from work. I could tell that she was like, this is when I knew I had some type of like spirituality in me and some type of energy that was just so strong. One day my mom was coming from work. I knew she had like, she worked 2 jobs. She worked at J.C. Penney's and then she worked at Sam's. Or no, she worked at Bank of America and then she worked at J.C. Penney. She had 2 jobs, very good jobs too. But she was on double shifts, like sometimes nights, sometimes it was just back to back. And I knew she was stressed. Like I just felt it. I didn't know like the energy I was feeling from my mom. Like she was just, I just felt it in there. And then I just asked her, let me pray for you. Let me lay my hands on you and just heal you with some energy to give you
Love that.
love
I
and
love that.
give you an energy that's gonna give you that oomph the next day where you're not gonna deal with anything. And she tells me this story all the time, and
Love
I
that, bro.
really thank you, man. And just connecting with that and knowing that I've had this spirituality my whole life and knowing how people feel around you, and then just reversing their energy if somebody comes to you mad or they're
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to come to you trying to fight you, just reversing that energy. And it always works for me. It's
yeah,
always like I'll just smile and they're like, man, I can't even be mad at you.
yeah, yeah.
I don't even know what type of energy you got, but it just made me just go a whole nother path.
And that's what you do with your music for people.
That's what I do with my music.
Mm,
And I put good, like every time I'm in the studio, I make sure like there's good energy around me. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be, I don't like, I have some sad music, but that music still feels happy.
mm,
It's like I use a sad emotion to still bring joy into your life, bring
yeah,
light. It's okay to feel that
of
emotion.
course.
It's
Yeah,
okay to go through these certain things that
yeah,
we have within our body we still can't even explain.
yeah,
We haven't even explored like 80% of our brain,
mm,
even that. Like some
mm,
people only use 5% of their brain. So it's
yeah,
just knowing that we have that ability to give that energy to other people.
mm,
I'm for it. I'm all the
mm,
way for it.
yeah,
And that's why we have this podcast here, The Life We Chose,
yeah,
because I'm gonna go through any barrier to make sure people are happy every
mm,
single day. No matter what, I'm gonna get a smile out of you. I'm
yeah,
gonna get a laugh out of you. I'm gonna make you feel good about yourself. I'm gonna motivate you to be the best person in you. And that's my path in life. That's
mm,
my job. That's why I say God brought me here for.
yeah.
That's what God brought you here for. And
I feel that.
knowing that we have this energy, I'm not gonna lie, we live in a very sad world,
Mm,
like where people are very self-doubting. People don't have real confidence within themselves. We
mm,
have cell phones that are showing us this life that we're supposed to be living, and we're missing out on a beautiful life that's right in front of us.
yeah,
We're not creating it ourselves. And that's why I want to give a message to the world to know that you're only your own destruction.
yeah,
You're only gonna be your own destruction if you don't keep like your mind right, your
mm,
positivity right. And we preach positivity every day. Everybody's like, man, you always too positive, or
mm,
you always like, why not? Why
mm,
can't I be this positive? Like sometimes we both have those days where we're like, damn, we giving too much energy, but we always have that one bit of juice that
yeah,
just
yeah,
brings you back up and it recharges us up.
yeah,
And then we're back to reality. We're back to our
yeah.
senses, and we're back to our magic that we give others.
Yeah, and that's what I call breaking through to the next level, because a lot of people are living in survival. And when you're living in survival, you're disconnected from your own power to actually create the reality you want. You know what I mean? You're
Oh
running on
man.
the hormones of stress. Your body is utilizing a lot of its energy and resources just to cope with what you're feeling, and you feel like life is just happening to you. You feel like a victim. You feel like you have no power to create the life that you want. And what you're talking about is like accessing that next level through like giving and being of service and tapping into your own energy and giving that energy to others and knowing that the energy circulates back to you. But a lot of people, when they're living in survival, they don't even have that energy to give, bro. They're disconnected from it. And I think when we're living in survival, we feel separate from the ever flowing abundance that's all around us. We're disconnected from that magic. And that's been the journey for me too, is like tapping into that energy and that magic and giving that to others, and knowing that that's a part of like my mission is to empower people to let go of their burdens and their stress and their trauma and the things that they've been through that have really fucked them up and hurt them, and knowing that that doesn't have to define them, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and they can move through all of that pain and everything that is there, and they can come out the other side and they can liberate themselves from all that pain, and it's possible to do it. And I think we're a testament to it because we've had to do that for ourselves. And like you said, when you're praying to your mum and you're giving her that positive energy, it's like And you said that's what God brought me here to
It's the
do.
electricity that we have in our
Yeah,
body that we
bro.
give the next person, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And that's it, bro. And that's been a part of my mission too. And, you know, it's one of my most favorite things to do. And a part of that for me has also been trusting my inner voice and trusting my intuition and disconnecting from all the noise, you know, and just knowing that
And that's
I,
one of the hardest things to do. And coming from an artist, like sometimes it gets foggy.
yeah, yeah.
It gets very
For all of
foggy.
us, though, for all of us.
It gets foggy, and it's like, whoa, like we got to put we had to put the fog lights on just to
Yeah, yeah,
get to the next street light, you know?
yeah,
Like, and what I mean by that is just the lifestyle, the different energies that we all soaking up, because we're sponges to everything that we walk around, because that's how
yeah.
strong our energy is. And the doubt, the energy that certain people is be like, nah, you ain't gonna do that today.
Mm,
That little thing right there can be like negative energy to a person, because we're telling them they're not gonna be
mm.
able to do something, which they can. They
Yeah,
have the vision, they seen the vision. It's just
yeah.
like, go to it, go get it. Like, it's right there.
Mm,
It's literally right there. We
yeah,
seen it. We're just foretelling our future right in front of us.
yeah.
So I definitely feel that all the way.
Yeah, and that process of like trusting your intuition, like you said, for a lot of people, it can be challenging because there is so much noise. But one of the things that really helps me to tap into that is breath work and meditation, because that's the practice of coming back to the present moment. And it's the present moment where we feel that connection to our intuition. And for me, bro, I started like recognizing that it's my higher self, or universal God, that actually speaks through my intuition and is guiding me and directing me on my life. And when I'm disconnected from that, I can tap in at any point in time.
Almost like you've been like we lived this already. And
Yeah.
we lived this already. This is like a
Yep.
flash of our eyes. That's how I think of it.
Mm.
Like deja vu, for an
Yep.
example. Like, this is just a flash. Like, we've
Yep.
seen this before, we've lived this before, and
Mm.
now that higher self is already up there waiting
Yep.
for you to connect with it. So it's a full, like, it's a full beam of energy
Yep.
that you can never attack,
It's
you know?
always there. We just lose our connection to it. So breathwork and meditation has been a way for me to return to it.
I remember one time I was on a tour bus and we just did a crazy show. I think we was in Chicago, and it was a crazy show, 2-day show, and I'm belligerent drunk. Like, I'm belligerent drunk. I probably did a few substances I don't
Mm.
even know. Like, I was just up on one,
Mm.
and I was around all these different females. I was around all these different people that really didn't have my best interests, or
Mm.
like wasn't really there for me for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And I did an after show, and after that after show, I went on my bus and I just melted down.
Mm.
Like, I freaked out. Like, I remember this day for some reason. It was one of those moments I had my first breakdown in the
Mm.
music industry. Like, yo, all this is really happening. Like, I'm getting all this attention right now.
Mm.
I'm state to state. Like, I don't even have time for myself to think. And it was that moment I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like,
Mm.
I really was on the tour bus like, yo, I don't want to live anymore. I don't know
Mm.
why I was like in that mode, but it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
because all the energies that I was soaking up. I
Mm.
was probably soaking up this person's energy that felt like this. I was soaking up that person's energy. I'm
Mm.
hugging them. I'm hugging, doing
Mm.
meet and greets and stuff, and I'm gathering all this energy. And
Mm.
I'm not understanding that, yo, you're literally becoming the people that you're around, and you're like literally not
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
right state of mind. And I thought I needed therapy. I was calling,
Mm.
they called my label like, oh, we think we need therapy for him
Mm.
right now.
Mm.
My managers didn't even know how to talk. I'm cussing everybody out. I'm
Mm.
crying. It was
Mm.
just a bunch of energy I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
letting out for the first time
Mm.
ever. And that moment right there was the moment I realized, like, yo, you have a lot of energy to give the world. You got to be
Mm.
careful
Yeah.
what you have around. You got to be careful of how you go about things and how you do it. Like, that's the fog I was
Yeah, you
telling
got
you
to
about.
protect your energy, and then also know that you're always protected, but there's certain things that you need to do, like different practices that you have, whatever it might be, that will support you in clearing your energy and cleansing your energy from, you know, not taking on board other people's energy unnecessarily. It's the same for me, bro. I've got to do those practices on the daily because there is, you know, a tendency to take on board other people's energy, and sometimes it's not for our highest good. We've got to find a way to release that and come back to ourselves, our own energy, our own inner voice, our own intuition, and our own power from within. And yeah, that's where breathwork really supports me with that. And I've seen it with you too, like when we've done sessions, when you've like been playing shows and you come back from a show and you've been around thousands of people, and then we do the session and you come back to yourself and we clear all of
You
that.
see, like it literally breath work. It's like doing a workout, to be honest.
It
It's
is a
like
workout. Yeah,
lifting
breath
it.
work, baby.
It's a real workout, and it's
Yeah.
not the easiest thing in the world. And some people might like you remember I had a few friends. I was like, "Yo, come in the
Yeah,
session."
they're not ready. Yeah.
They weren't ready to face their own demons, like they weren't ready for it. And that was one thing that I always highly appreciate you every single day, because I would still be in that. I probably wouldn't be in that rut, but I would still be in that mind state probably. And if it wasn't for you're a real deal angel. I just want to give you
Thank you,
all the
bro.
love on that. And I want to talk about, like, do you mind if I bring up Jake Paul?
Nah, bro, let's
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the process with Jake Paul, because you led him to some championships, like to some belts, like his first fight, like real deal knockouts, real deal clean knockouts. And just, you see it in him how much he changed as a human, because I've partied with my homie multiple times.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
some crazy moments together, the best moments, the best memories, but he's a total different, amazing being now to where he was years ago.
Yeah, well, I think Jake Paul was already a champion like before I met him. Like he has that work set, that work, that mindset, and he works. His work ethic is just so insane. People
It's
don't realize
impeccable.
how hard he works. But I think the areas where I really helped him is to clear out all the distractions and to support him to focus on his goals and to really take it there. So it was cool. When we first moved to LA, we had the opportunity to move into like the Team 10 house. So we ended up living with Jake Paul, and yeah, I was just working with him every day with the breath work and supporting him. And he was transitioning into boxing. So, we transitioned into supporting him with that and just really dialing him in on his goals and what he wants to achieve. And he already believed in his vision, he already saw it, but it was just letting go of all the distractions and the noise and the things that weren't for his highest alignment, and just making sure that we could get him really dialed in on his path. And all of that, all of those other things needed to just be put away, put to the side so he could focus. So
No, man, and just seeing you in the ring, and where were you guys in Israel or Saudi Arabia,
we've
right?
been all around the world now.
All over the
Yeah.
world, yeah.
Yeah. Saudi
But just
Arabia. Yeah.
seeing you, like him, like in the arena, just like getting that energy, like
Yeah. Yeah.
foretelling, like, yo, this is the story. Like, shout out to Natasha Graziano. She like pretty much scripting your own story for that day. You're sitting there and
That's what
breathing.
it's been. So yeah, we do a lot of mental rehearsal. So we mentally rehearse the outcomes that Jake wants to create from the perspective of he's already created them. So because he's already created them, we're in that high energy and we're celebrating them and we're tapping in and seeing and feeling and knowing that it's already been created. So we're working with the law of attraction and the law of vibration, and we're really tapping in on that level. And yeah, that's the work, and then letting go of anything that's not in alignment with that vision, which is also a part of the work.
And part of the work ethic. And one thing about it, I say all my friends that's in this industry, music industry, entertainment business, and whatever business you're in, I feel like everybody needs this in their life. If the whole world
Yeah, yeah.
takes in breath work for 15 minutes of their time of the day, do that before you wake up or do that before you go to sleep, I'm telling you, this world will be in a whole different point of view in life right now.
100. A lot of people don't understand it. And I know what that's like because when I first found breathwork, I was like, what is this? I
This
didn't get it. I was like, I know how to breathe, motherfucker. But people don't really understand what's happening in the body. Like your breath is controlled by your autonomic nervous system, meaning it's like an automatic process. But it's also one of the functions of the body that we can take conscious control of, meaning we can shift our state, we can release stress, we can process our emotions, we can regulate our nervous system, we can tap into our intuition, we can tap into that creative energy all through breath work. And when people start realizing, the power inside each and every single one of us, and we have the ability to do this, then they'll start knowing that, the importance of doing it.
I always believed in it right away because I'm like my first shroom trip. It started
Yeah,
off with
yeah.
my first shroom trip that
Yeah.
I can feel and see energy. It took it was a bad shroom trip,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was the best shroom trip of my life because I seen my future. I seen I seen where I could end up, and I seen where I could be, and I chose the path of where I could be, and
I love that, bro.
and
It shows the timeline you wanted to be on.
I chose a timeline. It showed me everything. It showed me I have a beautiful voice. I can sing. It showed me how big my life, the celebrities I was going to be around, the entertainment world, which is not something, I don't really care for being famous. I don't really care. I love music.
Well, it's just like a platform for you to be able to get your voice out there and your music out there.
Yeah, like both of us, we see ourselves over there, like
We're
so
just
much
getting
further.
started, baby.
Yeah, just getting started. When we're 40 years old, we're gonna be like, whoa, like we are really here in life, what we really wanted to be. And like the breath work and showing the energy, like my first time doing the breath work, I was like, man, because you get me through the first session, we get used to it, and you lay down because you can't stand up while doing this. You'll pass out, or it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I'll explain like what's happening. So we're lying down, we're doing specific breathing techniques that are starting to shift your brain waves, slowing down your brain waves. And we're really moving into a non-ordinary state of awareness where you have access to your subconscious mind, you have access to your emotional body to be able to process emotions. And from that space, you're really tapping into your own intuition and your own answers from within. So you're going on a journey into your own internal landscape. Your eyes are closed, you're lying down, we're playing music, and it's a journey. And you really learn a lot about yourself in that space. And for me, it's been life-changing.
It's a lot about yourself. And that's one thing. If you're ready, you're ready. Like he has his 15-minute breath works that you can do every day on his YouTube. Shout that out right now. I need you to shout that out.
Yeah, you can check out our YouTube channel, Awaken. It's OWAKEN, Awaken Breathwork, or our website has some free practices. One of the practices I want to shout out is a practice called Awaken Daily. It takes about 5 minutes to do once you learn how to do it. And it's something that you can do every single day to support yourself in releasing stress and tension and also connecting into your own intuition. So that's, if someone wants to get started and they don't know where to start, that's like a great resource. It's free. It's available now. You can go get it.
Before we end this show, I want to get 10 things that you're grateful for today.
I'm really grateful, bro, to be here right in this moment and having this conversation with you straight up. Just because we don't know the ripple effects of just being authentic and just sharing our story with others and how that might impact others and support others to, do whatever they want to do and create the life that they want to create. So I'm really grateful to be here. I'm grateful to have overcome all the struggles that I've been through and the darkness, and to be here being able to support others to do the same. I'm really grateful to have shifted my mindset around money and lack, and now moving into being abundant and feeling totally supported by the universe and by God.
Bigger than money.
Yeah, totally. And just knowing that it's not even about the money, but it's about the healing journey, and it's about what we can create and what we can do with it. So I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for my girl Halla Weston for always supporting me and being the oracle. I'm grateful for my mum for always holding it down and believing in me. Like you said, our mums fed us that positive energy.
And I'm grateful having you in my life. I'm grateful for this amazing podcast that we're doing. This is my first episode, actually, and I got my friend on my first episode, so it's amazing. I'm grateful for my beautiful girl back there, Natasha Graziano.
Let's get it.
Shout out to her, future wifey.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the love that I'm able to give to the world. A lot of people don't really have that energy to even give to the next person, and I wake up with this every single day.
Yeah. I'm taking that one too. I'm grateful for the energy and the love that I get to give to others.
Yeah, that's the. I'm grateful for the life that I chose, because I would never, if I never believed in myself, I would never be here. If I thought of so many times of giving up on myself. I had so many moments where it was just the street life for me. It was hustling, just figuring it out. I'm grateful for all my beautiful friends that has my back. And I'm grateful for the world, man. And I'm grateful for where the world is gonna go. And I know it's gonna change for the best.
Yeah, I love that, bro. Charging that up.
We love y'all, man. And I want to say thank you for everything and the advice and the gems that you dropped. And I know this is going to help a lot of people. And this is my gift to the world, just giving people the best energy. I want to give people laughs. I want to give people joy. I want to give
Mm.
them the energy that they never thought they can get
You're
from
doing it,
another
bro.
person. And
You're doing it.
this is a beautiful day, a
Mm.
beautiful moment, and I just want to say thank you, man. This is the life we chose.
Let's get it.